Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
You are James. And Salty Tadpoles, just wanted to say a big sorry for not having an episode last week. James wasn't very well and he's still not 100% this week.
I'm still not well.
No, he's still feeling crappy. And something came up with one of my friends and she had, it was a big problem. So I had to, because I was going to record with Andy and frog in my throat. There we go. I was going to record with Andy, but unfortunately that just didn't happen because the friend needed me more. So I'm sorry, Salty Tadpoles, you didn't get an episode. Really got a frog in my throat. So I may need to just mute myself and cough for a second. But so sorry, but we're here this week. So hi.
I'm sure they can forgive us a week. A week will not kill them because they are a dedicated, wonderful listener base.
Exactly. They are our favourites, aren't they?
To be fair, Gemma.
Yeah.
We missed it. Obviously, I'm unwell and you had your thing to do with, but they could have excused it down to the fact, your age, you're getting older because what an important thing, Salty Tadpoles, is that very soon, it will be Gemma's birthday. In fact, today,
James.
Yes, the day this launches, it'll be Gemma's birthday. And there's something very important that I just need to make both Gemma, because she doesn't know about this, and you, Salty Tadpoles, aware of. So hopefully this will be clear and you can hear this.
Can't hear it, no.
You can't hear any of it?
No, I could hear the beginning, but I couldn't hear the... Did you move it away from the microphone?
Nope, I kept it exactly where it should be. So we'll try again.
Okay.
I'm not sure why that hasn't worked. Bastard technology.
It's still cutting out, unfortunately.
Right. Fuck technology. I'm sorry to swear, but that was supposed to be a lovely message from your mother, Carla and Graham. But clearly, technology hates me.
Oh, well, can you? Is it an audio file that you can?
I will send it over to you. Yeah. I'm sorry it got ruined, but that is technology. That Salty Tadpoles is the danger we run when we are trying to entrust technology to do things.
Well, we can just pretend it was perfect and take it out.
Yes. But I've sent it over to Gemma so she can listen to it herself. But that was the little surprise that we'd cooked up. I have to be honest, it was something that had been sent over initially. So we wanted to just send you a lovely little message.
Oh, well, thank you ever so much for those people. I love them lots and lots and lots. My mum, Lee.
But big tick in the box to Lee, because he's the one who contacted me saying, how could we what could we do for Gemma for a birthday message? And I said, well, it's going to be tricky because Gemma is the brains of the operation who does the editing. But if you send me a message, I might be able to include it. So we tried, but technology hates us.
You've succeeded with the power of editing. You've succeeded. So it's all good. It's all good. Wink, wink.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gemma. Happy birthday to you. That was very tuneful.
For she's a jolly good fellow,
for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. And so, no, stop now. That's enough. Not too much. We don't like her that much. Right. Okay. Happy 40th.
Bye.
Bye. Love you lots, Gem. Bye. Love you.
It didn't fail. Wink, wink. I also need to just point out very quickly, we're having our roof fixed. James knows this, but there is some banging going on probably for the next half hour. So throughout the whole recording, probably.
It's all good. It adds to the experience.
Well, it's annoying, actually, James. It's actually quite annoying. But, but hopefully I'll be able to... edit it out a little bit, if not all of it. So you never know, but hopefully. But anyway, thank you ever so much for getting that message. That was massively appreciated. Are you going to sing happy birthday?
No, I don't think that you deserve that kind of punishment. I also like the fact that Zoom is currently taking the mic out of me, but with a little message that says set up professional audio in audio settings.
Oh no, how embarrassing.
Well, Zoom, you still wouldn't let me send a message over, though, would you? Anyway, but no, it was a lovely little thing that your family wanted to send out to you to wish you a happy birthday.
Aww.
And it proves that you may be, but the fact that you've been able to resolve this problem proves that you may be a year older, but you are still the wonderful, wise, brilliant person you have always been, Gemma.
Oh, thank you. That means more to me than anything else, James, because I know came from the heart.
Really? God, I shouldn't have bothered sending you any gifts then. If I'd known that.
Well, yeah, and they're very safely stored somewhere. So I'm not 100% sure where they are. They've been hidden. So yes, it's very good. Yeah, my mum's done very well there. So yeah, so hopefully today's a good day. I've seen the family, gone for lunch, prepared for the week of hell. No, surprise, surprise, this is Monday. This isn't Sunday. So but yeah, I do appreciate that. Thank you. So how have you been this week then, James?
Other than the health, I've not been too bad. It's been pretty damn good. I mean, today's a weird one because something called the sun has appeared, which means obviously everybody feels that little bit better because it is nice and pleasant to be out. So as of today, yeah, I'm all right compared to the constant downpour and rain and snow and other wonderfulness. But yeah, I'm slowly improving from something with my chest and other things. So yeah, as usual, we're on Health Corner, Tadpoles. Health Corner.
And Tadpoles, did he ever go to the doctor about it? No, he didn't.
No. Haven't done it yet. But we will see. I'm going to give it a little bit longer and see how things go because I'm improving, which is the main thing.
What is it with men though? Men always leave health problems. Women tend to go to the doctor not straight away. Well, I don't tend to anyway. But yeah, you do. We do tend to go to the doctor a lot more than men do. They need to be nagged to go to the doctor.
I don't know. I think we probably just seem to like to see if we can somehow muddle through it all. I don't actually know what they do with me at this point. They probably just go, chest still a bit bad, sinuses, etc., clearing up. Just keep taking the medicine. Yeah,
but they might give you some antibiotics or something like that to clear it up because you might have had like a chest infection or something.
We shall see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll run with the whole thing of giving it until Thursday. And seriously, by Thursday, if I'm still feeling crappish, go to the doctor.
Dr. Tadpoles, he said last week that he would give it until Thursday and go to the doctor, but he never did. So no, I think he's lying.
I might be, lying, never. Bending the truth slightly. Finding the right angle in the truth.
Yes, exactly. And of course, the other reason why you couldn't record last week as well was because the electric company turned you off, didn't they?
They did? Did they?
No, you remember you were talking about the electric company as your codswallop. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, come on, that's a while ago. And brain fog, age. You're getting there soon, Jerry. You'll find yourself walking in rooms going, why am I here? What did I want to do? And the big one you'll be going, where are my glasses? Then you'll find out you are wearing them. I'm just preparing for these things.
Okay.
No, yes, my codswallop with the electric company. Nope, they're still fully loaded up with being ahead on the funds and not allowing me to make any alterations. So yes, in fact, if they cut me off, I'd be pissed off / amused. It'd be a double thing.
Yeah. Well, what we joked about at the end of last episode that we recorded together, James, was the fact that you weren't going to be here the following week, which we didn't actually have an episode, and that was because the electric company was going to turn you off. So yes, I was just sharing your own joke to you now.
Yeah, they would seek their revenge upon me. Well, so far the revenge has not been sought yet, but I'm still afraid that it might well happen. So, got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, God. No, I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure they wouldn't even listen to us. So
No. Very much so. But more importantly, birthday girl or upcoming birthday girl, as birthday girl when this comes out, how are you doing? What are you up to? What have you been up to?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Still really the same. But it's nothing, not much really, other than, a few bits that I've got, well, actually, I may as well get into them. So, we had listener feedback, actually. So shall I get into that first?
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't realize I couldn't see the fact that you'd muted yourself.
It's all right. I was clearing the pipes.
Right. Yeah. So we've had some listener feedback. So if we go into that before I go into my week.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this is from Colin Maggs, and the subject reads energy bills, postal prick, and celestial navigation. So this is a feedback from our previous episode.
Okay.
Normally I'd send this to James to read, but he's not feeling 100%, so I'll be good and I'll read it. Hi, Gemma and James. Apologies for the long email, but I've got a few points to talk about after your latest podcast episode. Hopefully there'll be some use to you.
Excellent.
One, energy bills. As a disabled person on a low income, I too know the pain that are energy companies and their prices at the moment. And the advice I'd give to anyone finding it difficult with rising direct debit prices, with the unrealistic charges, is to opt for a monthly bill that you pay yourself and scrap the direct debit. This is the way I pay my electric bill, as I only pay for what I use. Mm-hmm. With today's internet and smartphones, this is even easier than you may think. Myself, I use Eon, and it can be done via an app. If like myself, you don't want a big payment once a month, I pay a little bit each week, roughly estimating what my monthly bill will be. That way, I'm never stuck with a big bill. Again, this is all easily done via the app. I've even managed to get myself into a bit of credit, so I have a buffer, which is always good, isn't it? As we talked about last week. I know you pay a little bit more this way, but I'd weighed it against the amounts the direct debit payments are above what I pay. So against what he pays, and the hassle it is to get them to lower or to get them to take payment in lieu of your credit. Yes. And I feel it works out. You're still paying less a month, as you're not endlessly. I was doing so well. As you're not endless. Oh, fuck's sake.
Endlessly. You can edit that in. It'll suddenly go from your voice to me going, endlessly.
Yeah. Endlessly overpaying for future rises, or as James rightly put it, cover the losses elsewhere.
Yeah. I like it. That's very good thinking. It's also, I call it the Mandalorian approach. As he said, this is the way. So, yeah, I like it.
Exactly. It is good. And then number 2, the prick postman. As a dog lover and owner of many dogs throughout my life, I'm outraged by this. So that was the kind of thing I was going for with you, James, but you didn't give me the outrage.
No.
No, you placid old James over there. My advice, he says, film him the next time he kicks off like that, and don't let him see that you are doing so. Then report him with a video to their customer service department, including the date, time, and your address, because he has no right to act like that. He's not being attacked by socks. Dogs bark. It's what they do. As long as he's not been attacked in any way whilst performing his appointed job, he has absolutely no cause or right to verbally assault your mum, nor should he get away with doing so. I had a similar situation a few years ago, so please contact me if you need any help to know how to proceed. So that's, I got his blood boiling at least.
Well, as long as you ensure that you do that after your birthday to ensure that all your mail's been delivered.
Yeah, well, I got all your presents, so it's all good.
Excellent. That's all that matters. In fact, screw it now, yeah. Your entire mail system could collapse on you. I don't care. My stuff's gone to you. Back of the net. Done.
Exactly. So thank you in advance, hopefully. We'll see.
The severed head. I'm sure you'll greatly appreciate the severed head. I mean, shouldn't have given that one away.
No. Oh, it's ruined the surprise. Right. So then, number 3. No for the rantless portion of the now. Sorry, he's written no, but now for the rantless portion of the email, celestial navigation and how they find the Northern Star, etc. Firstly, they would use the sunset to start with, knowing that it sets in the west. You'd know that the sunset had to be on your left. Sorry, don't know the nautical terminology, but that's fine because nor do I, and nor do most people. And during the night, if you find the Big Dipper / plough at the end of the cup, if you draw a line through the 2 stars and keep following the line, you'll find the Northern Star.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
The term you're looking for is port.
Okay. Port. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And then he ends with, I hope that answers your query. Keep up the great work. Oh, and please take April off if you're thinking about it. Then you need to do it. Your mental health is more important. As always, anything I can do, let me know. Take care, Colin Maggs.
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah, thank you. That will be lovely once I've edited out that the rambling part of what I was talking about and the words I couldn't say, but there we have it. But no.
It will be wonderful. And Colin, the next thing you could do is, you were asking what could you do to help? Winning lottery numbers, please.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Definitely. Yes. Please, 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 please. Oh dear. So anyway, my week. It's not been too bad, like I said. Especially this week, because this week is the week that I'm finally off. I had to change my plans to make it the last week of March instead. I was hoping also that the banging had stopped by then, but it's still going on. So there we have it. But I just, because I know that next week I will be going up to Poole and working probably long hours and stuff like that, then I wanted to make sure that I, had a little had a little rest because I keep getting a frog in my throat, basically. So it's not been too bad. But over the last few weeks, it's been a roller coaster, James. It's actually been a lot of ups and downs, some positive twists and some negative turns. So I'm going to go with the positive thing first.
Okay.
Chris has given me his final payment for the phone contract, so I'm no longer on a phone contract with my ex-boyfriend. Woo!
That's me clapping. That's not like the guy banging on the roof.
Okay, well, I didn't hear clapping anyway, so do you want to do it again? I still can't hear it.
I don't know. You can hear my voice, though, can't you?
Yeah, I can hear your voice, but I don't know.
That's all that matters, then.
Yeah, we'll just say clap, 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 clap.
Clap, clap, clap. Can you hear that?
Yes, I can hear that.
Well, then that's the closest you're going to get. I'm clapping on the table like people do in meetings, so...
Maybe I'm just so programmed to hearing banging at this stage, but
possibly, yeah,
and I'll maybe hear it in the edit or whatever. But no, honestly, I'm so relieved. It's been a really painful 2 years. It was a 3-year contract, but we were together for like the first year, well, near
Yes.
enough. But oh my God, it's been so painful the last 2 years. And he's always paid me the money that he owed me.
Yes.
But it's always been like a hassle trying to get the money out of him. And it's just been absolute chaos. And he turned around to me and goes, "Oh, it's been a pleasure doing business with you." And I really had to hold myself back and say, from not saying, no, it really hasn't. It's really been awful.
I've been like getting blood out of a stone.
Yeah. So I never have to talk to him ever again now. So I'm free. I'm free of my ex-boyfriend.
Well done.
Thank God for that. So that was positive. But then literally the day after, I had to get then 3 tires replaced on my car. So, it's almost like the universe just reminding me that, it's not fair.
Is this because is this just that they'd won, or had something happened to cause damage to them?
One of them was, it was like deflating itself. So I think it had a slow puncture.
Slow, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other 2, there was like a nail in one of them apparently. And then there was something else on the other one. I may have been a typical female driver and been like, okay, you just carry on then. But yeah, 300 quid later. So I got the 3 tires done, and obviously car alignment. So I know it's not massive money, but at the same time, it's quite a lot for me. But
it's the buggeration factor of having to do it, isn't it? Basically, that's the problem.
Yeah. Especially when you're celebrating the fact that you haven't got to see your ex-boyfriend anymore, and then all of a sudden your car decides to conk out.
You've got to learn, Gemma, that one good thing happens, one bad thing happens. It's the way the universe levels itself out.
I know. I was like, damn you, universe. But yeah, no, it was one of those things, but it was fine. It was fine. I've paid it. Well, I was doing it on a monthly installment. So, like £100 each month kind of thing. So, yeah. So at least I'm not, really, really poor. But yeah. And what else has happened? There's been quite a bit of stuff happening. I don't know if this is classed as on the road again with Gemma and James, but our road that I live on is it's kind of like one of the old-fashioned roads, so it's very narrow. You can park 2 cars on the like on the side of the road, and it just about fits a car down the middle kind of thing. All right, Mr. Socks. God, you wanted to have his little input as well. And so, so basically I got into my car and I was sitting there and I was just, fiddling about with my phone because I saw that this car was coming down the middle, down between the 2 cars sort of thing. So driving down the road. And all of a sudden they stopped, but just in front of my car. And I was like, well, that's a bit weird, but like in the middle of the road. So like between the, so it was on the actual road rather than being parked.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay. Well, I was still fiddling with my phone at that point. So I was like, well, maybe they're just waiting for someone who's going to be out in a second and really quick, kind of thing. So I was like, oh, well, I was just setting up my Pokemon Go, that's what I like to do before I head out because I've got this little gadget that actually, helps me catch all the Pokemon and spin the stops and whatnot. And and then I'm like, I've been there for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm finished. I'm ready to go at this point. And I'm like, they're still there. So I'm like, do I just go over and see if they're okay? So in the end, I had to get out of my car and walked up to the window. Her dog starts barking because she had a dog in the car, but obviously I wasn't being threatening or anything. I was like, are you okay? And she goes, oh, do you need to go this way? I was like, well, yeah, I need to drive on the road.
Selfish road user.
Exactly. I was like, seriously, what are you doing? And then she pulled over into a space which she clearly could have pulled into like a bit earlier. I was just like, what the hell was going through her brain?
Probably not very much by the sounds of it. Were they waiting for somebody, do you think? Or
It could have been, but I mean, that was kind of like the illusion, so to speak, or the like situation that was kind of in my brain that they were doing. But yeah, I really, really don't understand what was going on with her. So it was just, yeah, it was baffling, really, to be completely honest. So
it is an odd one. Yeah, that is an odd one.
Yeah, definitely. And I was like, what are you doing, love? So
shocking.
So I was like, well, yeah. The other, well, I've got two other funny things that happened as well, because obviously, like I said at the beginning, we're having our roof done at the moment. So the last 3 weeks, it's been that we've had like scaffolding around the house, and obviously a man up on the roof continuously Monday to Friday. Oh, it's been such a pain in the ass, but there we have it. So yeah, all these people that have been sort of walking past, they kind of have that real stink eye look as they looking at our house, because there's like the scaffolding.
Yeah.
And sometimes I catch them because if I've gone out the front for a cigarette, because I'm, if I go out the back for a cigarette, I have to play with the dog. If I go out the front, I can actually have a break and have a cigarette, So I do that sometimes. And this man came up to me, was sort of walking across the road, but he had a real stink eye, like, what's going on over there? And he caught sight of me and was like, oh, quickly changed his face and whatnot, as if to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to look at you. Like, I didn't actually say this, but I really felt like saying, yeah, I'm sorry. I sneezed and the roof fell off.
I think what you should do when they're giving you the stink eyes, wave at them.
Yeah.
Smile and wave, because that'll either change their demeanor or just really throw them.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, in my head, I was like, well, yeah, I sneezed. It was a really bad one. The roof fell off, kind of thing.
You are the big bad wolf, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And then today, right.
This very day, yes.
This very day. Not my actual birthday, so it's all good, but this actual day that is recording it. So on Monday, the 27th of March.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I went up to the doctor's surgery. I had to just put in a repeat prescription, so no big deal. Ticked all the boxes I needed and put it in the slot. Parking is always a nightmare up at the doctor's surgery because there's a school opposite. And parents tend to park in there to pick up their little delightful little bunches of snot, And so I parked up there and I was fine. And then all of a sudden I saw my mum and I was like, oh, what's she doing up here? And then I looked over and I saw Graham's car and I was like, oh, okay, well, they'd obviously come up together. Mm-hmm. And so I started driving out of the car parking space. Just as I started driving out of the car parking space, Graham decides to reverse out of the space that he was in because he was in a space that wasn't supposed to be, it was the doctors only kind of thing. And he smashed into the front of my car.
No. I thought I was kind of closing my eyes, envisioning it could be this. But I thought, no, it can't be. Gemma's too calm. Don't let it be that. It's not one of Gemma's rageful moments that I would normally expect, but that's not good. No, that isn't. But in a sense, at least he did it. At least he's not some random person.
No, exactly. But no, to be honest, I found it really funny. My car's fine, so it's his. But it was like almost like he sped up, and I was like, I got out of the car and I waved at him. He knew it was me.
Is there damage to the car?
No, there's no damage to either car. So there was like a little, maybe small dent on my side, but yeah, it was like nothing. It was next to nothing.
Right, that's good.
Yeah, so I was saying, like I said, I was waving at him, and I was like, I got out of the car, and I was like, Graham, what the hell?
Now, I do notice that if you listen to Apples, Gemma's lying to you. She's putting on a brave face. The reality is, it's whiplash. Yeah. There's lots of damage. Yeah. She's in pain and she's going to take Graham to the cleaners.
Well, it's actually really funny that you say that, actually, James, because then I was like, I'm going to tell my mum on you, just being silly. And I went into the doctor's surgery and she was trying to work out where she had to put a little slip of, repeat prescription. She's obviously a princess. She doesn't do these things very often. No, she does. I'm only teasing. But so I just said, oh, you just put it in that box. And she goes, oh, hello. I was like, Mum, you'll never guess what just happened. So I told her. She goes, oh my God, Gemma, you should sue him.
Yes. Cleaners. To the cleaners. Every penny gone. Finished.
Yeah, so maybe. Yeah. I might have to start walking with a limp.
I can tell you one on the road again, but it didn't happen to me. It was something I observed.
That's fine.
Which was one of the worst things you can imagine happening is tight, narrow road. Mm-hmm. Business on one side, business on the other side, but people need to get up and down this road to get to the houses, and the businesses need to be able to park and drop things off and pick things up and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And the one thing you don't want to happen is a car that's parked to roll down the hill, and somehow, I mean, God knows how this didn't get worse, and it rolled into the main road. It managed to stop just on the edge of the road, but at such a bizarre angle. Hardly anything could get past. And the only thing you can imagine is that the handbrake must have slightly gone, but it just rolled. It was the most bizarre thing, and it created chaos because on things like Facebook, you've got messages going, this car is blocking the road. It's creating chaos. What's going on?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, definitely. It's so funny what tips people over, isn't it? Like in the sense of it tips people's emotions over the edge.
But yeah, I felt very sorry for whoever's car it was when they come back to it, because it would be rather embarrassing, wouldn't it? But it almost looked like it had initially been dumped.
Yeah.
It was just this weird side angle. But yeah, madness.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, though? You can, as tightly as you can put the handbrake on, if it's just going to snap, it's going to go regardless, isn't it? So,
or if it's like a pull handbrake, if it slips just a little, that's when they start sliding. Yeah. My dad once came back from a holiday and clearly a car had rolled into part of the road from one of the main car park spaces. It just created chaos.
Was that his car or was that...
No, his car was fine. This was just someone else's and just rolled.
Oh, no. That's not the kind of thing you want to come back to from a holiday, is it?
No, you don't. My dad was slightly amused by it all, I think, but he said it was creating quite a bit of controversy and problems for people.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Bless him. But, bless the person whose car it actually was more than your dad. But, so... But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Because I know that I'm recording another episode with... Oh, by the way, I'm recording another episode with Andy tomorrow. So if you want to join us, feel free.
Okay. I'll see how I am. I mean, if I'm not there, I'm sure it'll be a corker of an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, so there are a few other things, but I'm also saving a little bit back, just so that I can, talk to Andy about them as well. So, but so I'm cheating on you, James.
It's all right. I've cheated on you so much. It's only fair for a bit of payback. I also want to just say a huge thank you to Andy for sorting out. I had one of my regular problems with the OneDrive thing.
Yes,
some nonsense to do with Microsoft changing stuff, but bless him, he took about nearly an hour or something, but he helped me sort it out. So thank you, Andy.
I said to him, can I start teasing James about this now? And he said, to be honest, it's Microsoft's fault, not James's fault with this one. I went, oh, that's not fun.
Damn Microsoft.
I wonder why it only happened on your zone. It was fine on mine. That's really weird, isn't it?
I have no idea. Idea. Probably more than likely you updated something. Or you might have automatically updated it and I just didn't twig what it was asking me to do, or it didn't automatically update. I'm not even sure what it was, but yeah. We're safe, touch wood now.
Yes, yes. Well, we'll find out after this episode. But
We will.
when I put the audio in the folder and you say, "Oh, I can't do anything with it," and I'm like, "Oh no,
Where the hell have I moved to develop that accent?
I don't know."
Am I in Dorset where the oil spill has started and I've like magically changed with the chemicals in the air? Oh dear, oh dear.
People in Dorset don't even sound like that, James.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking with the magical oil spill of chemicals.
Yes. Everybody is now a oh god.
It's like a regular X-Men school down there, isn't it?
Yeah. Mutant.
X on Valdez look like
the word that I was trying to find then for a second there was mutant. I really couldn't think what the word was. I was just thinking all different things, but yeah, mutant there was a lot of different spelling going on in my head. But no, definitely, yeah, we're all mutants down here in Dorset now. Oh, another thing as well, managed to go up into the loft again without any issues. Can I get another round of applause?
You're brave. Well, I would. Can you hear this?
No.
I don't know. I've set the microphone onto like the best level I can for audio, but maybe it's just gone to just vocal stuff. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Oh, it's all good. The vocal stuff is the most important stuff, really. So, the sound effects are fine.
Let me do a test. Hang on.
Okay.
Can you hear it now?
What, you?
Can you hear that? The clapping?
No.
How is it not peak? So I just thought I'd move the protective thing that you got me, the filter, but it can't pick up. How is it picking my voice up, but it's not picked up clapping or the other thing? I mean, I'm not complaining. My voice is coming through fine, great, but how weird.
It is really weird. But what will be funnier is when I'm editing it, I'm going, oh, I can now hear it.
Yes, possibly. Or alternatively, you can't hear any of my voice. You can just hear clapping randomly.
That would be so funny.
But no, I have no idea what it is. I mean, this will get edited. But if you remember when you said about the fact that my audio had dropped at one stage, it turns out the settings on the microphone where it can shift between an audio input as well. And that's what it done. It got onto the audio. So now I keep it specific on the microphone settings. So,
okay. Well, there you go then. So, but yeah. Anyway, going back to my story, because that was much more interesting. No, I'm joking.
Absolutely. No. Mutants in Dorset, so no change there then. Keep going.
No, we'd moved on to the fact that I'd went up into the loft.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was going through all of my old toys and, like different books and stuff like that. So been to the charity shop this morning to drop off a few things. One of which was, it was quite funny actually. I had a couple of black bags full of like toys and stuff like that I really couldn't be bothered to keep hold of or sell or anything. Mm-hmm. And one of the dollies' feet had broken through the bag and it looked really scary.
Oh, you're carrying like a dead child.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Yeah. But it was just like, it was almost like the dolly was trying to force its way out of the bag, no matter how or when or how or whatever.
You don't know it isn't. You don't know what that doll does when it was in the loft and you were in there.
Exactly. And that's why I've got rid of it, James. It's and to be fair, it is pretty scary looking as well. And it's a anatomically correct, is that the right word?
And that's even more scary. An anatomically correct doll.
Yeah, so he's got a willy.
That's very disturbing. I can actually tell you a quick story about the thing of I volunteer at a charity shop, and they were telling me the story of how I've been in there. They had loads of different like these porcelain dolls that had come in, which is spooky enough. Anyway, people were buying them. But I was told by one of the assistant managers the story of once a few years ago. They got other examples of these porcelain dolls, and one of them looked like Annabelle from the films.
Yeah.
And that doll went missing, and it wasn't taken out the shop. It wasn't sold. Nobody knows where it is, but it's somewhere in the building.
Oh no, that's a bit creepy.
Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we were going to discuss what because you do volunteer work, don't you?
I
On
do, yes. Yeah, I volunteer every week, just spending a few hours down at the charity shop, just kind of manning the till and helping keep the shop tidy and taking stuff in. So yeah, it's all good fun. It's interesting stuff, and it is giving a bit back to help people. So yeah, I really enjoy doing that.
yeah, and it also gets you out and about at the moment as well, doesn't it? So
It does. It does.
which is good.
Keeps me off the street,
Yes, keeps you less naughty.
if that's possible.
I think it is. I think we need to get you more naughty, but yeah, but it's also like if you see anything that comes in that's actually like, oh, that actually could be collectible. You know, if it's out in the back, you could maybe go, if I just give you a tenner.
It can happen that
Yeah.
some incredibly collectible stuff comes in, and we've had that happen. And the best one we ever had, and this is where I wish they didn't do a deep diving to find out how much things are really worth.
Mhm.
They had Harry Potter books in,
Okay.
first editions, and I think one of them might have even been signed. And they are worth a lot. We're talking thousands, so they can't be sold within the shop. They have to go up to head office, who properly send them through channels of auctioneers and whatever. But that's the impressive kind of thing. That's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen come in. It was quite amazing to see that.
Yeah, I bet it was. And I suppose obviously it goes through the auctioneer, and then whatever's raised goes to the charity then, doesn't it? So
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my attempts to say, can I give you a couple of quid, strangely didn't didn't work.
Oh, that's a shame. But you never know. You know, there may be some rare item that they don't know about that you know about, and you know, maybe you could just. No.
No. I mean, it'd be nice, but I never want to screw them. And to be fair, they do their due diligence of checking the actual worth of things, which is good. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's quite amazing when stuff like that comes in.
Yeah, definitely. And what's the charity as well?
It's Scope. So it's Scope. It's a national charity. So it's known. So yeah, we just look it up. Scope. You can donate to them. You can learn more about them. And you can volunteer with them if you wish to do so.
Yeah, sounds good. What's Scope?
Scope it's now it was originally called the Spastic Society, and then it got renamed because that was obviously not a very PC term. So Scope. It's helping people with cerebral palsy.
Ah, okay. Oh, well, that is worthy. That is, that's really good. Yeah, because there's so many sort of cancer-related charities out there, that there's so many different ones, and obviously Oxfam as well, but, that deals with children in Africa.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware.
That is correct. I think that is correct. I think they deal with some other stuff as well, like with homelessness. But yeah, But yeah, there are a multitude of different charities. I would never say limit yourself to one, but yeah, Scope is always happy to take donations, and you can also be a gift aider. I mean, you can with any charity. So if you gift aid, some of the tax, some of it can be taken, off your tax. You can use it that way, and it's also beneficial to the charity as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I donated to Wellmar today, which is a local. Well, it's a hospice for cancer. And my dad went actually to the Wellmar hospice. So I feel quite close to that one personally. Yes. So that's why
good.
They will always get it. But, so it's kind of like Macmillan kind of, that kind of thing. But yeah. But yeah, so but actually that leads me to another conversation or another thought that I had earlier, which was I was watching the TV. I was just watching some cheesy program, which I'm gonna ask the salty pab polls apparently. Salty pab polls. A question in the future that maybe we could sit down and answer ourselves. But anyway, so I'm not giving anything away. I'm just going to ask the question on social media, so everyone watch out. But there was like an advert for a children's charity, followed by the Donkey Sanctuary, or saving donkeys in different countries. And I was sitting there thinking, and I don't ever want anything bad to happen to like the children or anything like that. But I was sat there thinking I would give money to the donkeys over the children, because it's like I just feel, like it's kind of like I feel as though I'm more connected with animals than I am with the idea of children. So if I was to part money, it would be to an animal charity. So, and I was just wondering if that was the same sort of thing that you thought, or not really, or
Well, keep digging, Gemma. You've not
I
quite
know.
got the hole deep enough.
No, it's true though. I do sit there and like I said, I can't afford to give to charity at the moment anyway. But if there was a choice, yeah, it would probably be an animal charity that I gave to
That's fair enough.
for a bit,
That's fair
kind
enough.
of thing. But yes, so I love animals so much. Children suck. So anyway, the question was sent back to you. What would you do? Because you're tiptoeing around it and throwing shade on
Well,
me now.
I love you all. I love children. I love animals. I'm just that kind of lovely, giving person.
There's a clip, everybody. I love children.
Not in that sense, you pervert.
I know. Oh, I've made James
Sorry.
cough. Made James
He did
cough.
make me cough. Yeah, well, it's not like the sad thing is it's not like it's even a difficult thing to do at the moment. But no, if I think it's a worthy charity, I'll give to. To be fair, I'll give to most charities. I've donated to just about everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
It's, but yeah, it depends. It depends on my mood at the time. I think on who I donate to.
I think that's fair. And that's kind of what I'm getting to, really.
Yes.
Is the fact that, like I said, it was like the animals, the mistreated animals and stuff like that. I feel so sad for them, because the animals have, well, the children have not done anything wrong either, but, the animals just literally don't do it. Most animals have been put on this planet to be loved, I suppose it's the same for children as well. So maybe I'm just going to stop digging myself into this hole.
Yep, I'm saying nothing.
No, I did notice silence.
You were almost backpedaling really well there, Gemma, and then the hole just got deeper.
I know.
Moving on.
Basically, I love animals to pieces, and
Yes.
I don't really care about children. So there we have it, folks. But there we have it.
Please don't send letters of complaint to me about this.
Yes, please do. Please send them to JMS.
And they're going, well, this week, Gemma, we've got a lot of hate mail for you.
Oh, I'm sorry if I've offended anyone, she says with tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I tried to print it all off and I've used all my ink up.
Have you been watching anything fun this week?
I watched a bit of The Mandalorian. That, I don't know, kind of got a bit boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into it on the later episodes. So yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say that. I haven't watched it myself yet, but I've heard a lot of people say that very similar.
It's like it's suddenly lost steam a bit. So yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe it has lost steam. That's the only thing I can think of really that I've watched of late. I've not been watching that much stuff, to be honest. So yourself?
Yes. Well, I started and I'm finished as well now. So I've been watching Jessica Jones on Disney Plus, and was it Disney Plus or Netflix? I'm confused. No, it was Disney Plus.
Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, and I really love the character of Jessica Jones. Sorry, it's really hard to say. My niece's name is Jessica, but that's apparently a hard name for me to say right now. But I really love that character because she's like a badass, and she just doesn't really care. She cares enough because she goes out and she saves people, but she doesn't want to be a superhero. She just, and then she's got a big alcohol problem. She's the kind of superhero that I would want to be, So,
the booze problem.
yeah. And then she's got like stupid sidekicks that, her sister. Have you seen it before or not?
Nope. I mean, I know of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay. Well, in this first series, you've got David Tennant in it, and he's like really, really good in that. and yeah, sort of it's kind of kick-started my love for David Tennant again, really, as an actor, not necessarily as a good-looking man, but you know, he looks a bit like a weasel, I'm not gonna lie, but but yeah. And so anyway, Jack, I won't do any spoilers then, because you've not seen it and there may be a few people out there, but anyway, she's a badass superhero. But then there is, in the first series, you get introduced to a character called Luke Cage.
Yes,
which
I know who he is.
Yeah, he's another Marvel character. He's basically he's like, well, to anybody who doesn't know, most people probably do, but he is basically unhurtable. You know, it's like bullets can be shot at him and they don't pierce the skin. You know, his skin is like rock, basically.
Yeah, so he's indestructible.
He is, yeah. But I've started watching his series on Disney Plus as well, and I'm not enjoying it. And they say the N word an awful lot, which makes me feel very, very uncomfortable. And I think it's probably too action for me. Because although I know it's like a superhero program and stuff like that, I don't particularly like it to be full on action all the time. You know, like I like there to be like an interesting story, and the storyline is interesting. But at the same time, so I definitely don't want to go to Harlem if I ever go to New York again. It doesn't seem like the safest place to actually go in New York. And yeah, to me, it just is. It's dragging. You know, it feels like it's really dragging to watch it. And yeah, I'm kind of toying with the idea of maybe stopping watching it.
I think it's been cancelled now, hasn't it?
Yeah, there was only 2 series.
Right.
But I'm on episode, I think it was 5 or 6 of the first series. And yeah, and it's almost been painful trying to get that far, you know. Whereas
like Chinese water torture.
Yeah, kind of in a way. It was like I was watching Jessica Jones, and it was almost like the hour was up, and I was like, oh my God, how did that go so quickly, you know? And yeah, but yeah, with Luke Cage, it's really, you feel every minute, to me personally.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I stopped that one evening, and I decided to watch a film which is called Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, which is quite a good film, to be honest. And it's about a mum who's lost her daughter. Her daughter it's like they say this at the beginning of the film, so it's not really a spoiler, but the daughter has been killed, but she also got raped. So it's you know, it's kind of an icky situation. And there's these 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, obviously. But she decides to buy the 3 billboards, and she writes up a message on them, you know, sort of saying, you know, about why have they stopped searching for her, kind of thing, really, or searching for the killer. And it was quite good. It just seemed a bit, you kind of was like, you know, there was parts when you were like really gripping, and it's like there was a fight between the mum and the police station. You know, she didn't feel like they were taking it seriously. The cops are all very sort of backwards coming forward, so to speak. You know, so like there's a black character and they're being racist towards a black character. You know, and it's all those kind of, I don't know, Southern hick kind of things that they portray in like programs and films and stuff like that. So I don't know if these kind of things are true still to this day, but you know, that's the kind of thing that was going on in this film. But the ending was really weird, because it felt like it was like it felt almost like it was a cliffhanger kind of ending, but also it was just like a non-ending as well. So it was like these 2 characters, the police officer and the mum, they find out about this guy who is actually a rapist. He wasn't the person who killed her daughter, but they find out that he lives in X place.
Yes.
Can't remember where it was. And they decide to go in a car together, and I guess they're gonna like go and beat him up or whatever. And and they're like in the car, and they're like, "Oh, so when we get there, what do you think we should do? Do you think we should actually attack him, or should we let him go? Well, I guess we'll have to decide when we get there." And it's like and then it's like the titles come up, and I'm like, so what happened?
So it's the feel-good film of the century then, clearly. A real happy-go-lucky kind of endeavor. Oh dear.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a happy-go-lucky film. No way was it. And it wasn't, it wasn't horrendous. I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
Yes.
So, it's a halfway mark kind of thing. But otherwise, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just really hard to put my finger on it, really, as to whether I enjoyed it or not, really. So, yeah, maybe you should watch it and let me know what you think.
There you go, Jim. That's the sign old age is happening, indecisive, unsure what to make of things, a bit confused. It's only going to get worse.
Well, you should know. You've got a few months ahead of me.
I know. That's how the hell do you think I'm able to give you such good advice and prep for the coming age hitting you?
Well, thank you ever so much. But the problem is that I'll bring it up next week and he won't remember.
Yeah. You won't remember you've told me. I won't remember you've mentioned it. So it'll be like things will suddenly become very repetitive, and the tadpoles will be there going, I could have sworn we listened to this one last week.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty good at keeping a track on what we talk about, but even I get to falter sometimes.
I'm looking forward to on your birthday when you walk into a room and you're like, why did I walk in here again?
I do that now, James. Come on now. Everybody does that.
That's what you keep telling yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, James, but have you got any stories of the week?
I certainly have. And it interestingly ties into something you said earlier. And I've chosen this without any knowledge of what you're going to tell me.
Okay.
So, if you remember, you mentioned about someone just stopping in the middle of the road, didn't you?
Is it about Mercedes driver?
It is.
Okay, well, that story's gone. It's all right, I had to. Okay.
So, a Mercedes driver has taken the wrong turn down a coastal path and abandoned their car. The article says, are you the owner of this Mercedes? If so, the Cornish, that's a bit odd, but I'd say something other than just the Cornish wants a word with you. But it is the Metro, so, the writing cannot be perfect. No. A coastal path was blocked when the driver abandoned their vehicle halfway along it on Friday night, and there's a picture, and he's literally abandoned. Annoyed walkers will have squeezing past it to travel down Played it in East Louis Beach when it was still there on Saturday morning. But the motorists themselves is likely to be the biggest loser in the story, with locals question how on earth will they get it? How on earth they'll get it out of there? A picture of the car was uploaded to Facebook by Darren Hardwick, who joked that someone was either incredibly drunk, stupid, or both last night. Darren told the Metro he's out for an early run with his dog when he stumbled across the scene yesterday. He went on to reveal that it's not actually the first time it's happened, and while it frustrates some, others are left giggling over the poor parking. It happened a couple of years ago. A local decided to drive home, avoiding the main roads, he said. He got further, but his car was almost bouncing the edge of the coastal path. To be honest, we just laugh about it. It is unknown if the vehicle is still there today, but reports suggest a temporary fence was put in place that closed off the path on the Saturday. Darren's post tickled people on social media, with Kirsty Elford commenting, "Just crazy. I wouldn't want to reverse back out." Neither did they. Well, that's why it's abandoned there, Darren quipped. Others were left stunned, with some asking, how in the hell does that happen? A few locals have complained that this time of year regularly brings bad driving to the tourist hotspot. And so it begins. Silly season has started, Felicity Copplestone said. The Metro has contacted Devon Corn Police for comment. I'm being a Metro article, that's it. That's it. There's nothing more to it. We know no more. We have no further information. We don't even know if the car was removed or when it was removed. But yeah, there you go. Huzzah!
Huzzah, indeed. I was starting to laugh, but then I needed a drink, so that was why I was going. Just in case anyone was wondering why I was doing a lot of snorting noises. So my story is also from the Metro.
Yeah. So the snorting noise wasn't the birthday lines of cocaine then?
No, I would never do drugs, James.
Lies.
No, not lies. I would never do drugs. Maybe weed, but there we have it. Anyway, moving on to my story of the week.
Yes.
Mine is also from the Metro, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
It's a man who tattooed his Tesco club card.
Oh, God.
Onto his arm.
I've seen this. Yeah.
And he's just earned £18 in points. Yay. He should marry the woman who, I don't know if you remember, but there was a woman who tattooed one of the Tesco's meal deal sandwiches on her leg.
Oh, Jesus God.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe the two of them should get married.
I think I'm getting a headache just thinking about this. Go on.
The Tesco's super fan who got his club card tattooed on his wrist has only saved £18 worth of points. Dean Mayhew, 31, said he had got the QR code permanently inked on his arm because he would keep forgetting it. It's been about 8 months since he went public with a tattoo, and he still has no regrets. The dad of 3 uses the tat twice a day and sends photos to his friends so they can use it too. He hopes by the end of the year he will save enough money to cover the cost of his Christmas food shop. The scaffolder he's from Devon. So the other person was from Dorset. This one's from Devon. So they're all surrounding me. Yeah, there we have it. And I still are like, all right, he's from Devon. So here we go. I still use it all the time. I love the tattoo so much. Sometimes when I go in there, the cashier doesn't even believe it's real. I have to tell him, just scan it, please. And then they're shocked. Everything is going up in price. So I'm always making sure I get it scanned now. That's how people sound in Devon. Oh, I just seen a picture of him. He looks quite friendly. There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it. Is that the article?
No, there's a little bit more.
Right, go on.
Okay, it's actually gone on to say the same thing again, but there we have it.
Right.
With the Christmas points, I'm going to save it up and, put them towards our Christmas dinner, he said. When Dean first got the tattoo, he headed straight to his local Tesco Express to try it out. He even had his arm hair especially trimmed so the QR code would work on the tills. Sometimes for presents in the toy section, things will be half price with the when you use the club card discount, he said. So there's so many pictures. I've also done it in the past where I've gone to Tesco's and done a big shop, and the points I've saved there would take it down by half. Do you like my accent, by the way?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Good. I thought it'd make it a little bit more fun.
It does.
Yeah, good.
It
It will help out a lot, especially this year with everything going up in price. I definitely don't regret the tattoo, he said. His aspirations don't stop there. Dean now plans to get a tattoo of his nectar card for when he shops at Sainsbury's. He said, I could use the one on my phone, but I wanted to use that one on my arm as it's funny. And it's a Metro article, so it has actually ended now.
Oh God!
There you have it.
I think my disparate humanity has just hit new depths with that one. See, it's a jolly good thing that I don't work for the club card section, because out of pure vindictiveness, I'd change his club card number.
Yeah, that would be really funny. That would be actually really funny if people did that.
Just keep altering it repeatedly every month or so.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be healthy for him though, can it? Let's be actually real for a second here. Like, what's in the laser? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, tadpoles, that's for sure.
No. I mean, you know, although actually, tadpoles, if you want to go out there and you want to put our QR code tattooed on you somewhere, maybe on your bum cheek or something like that, you know?
Or giant on your back.
Yes, big giant one, so that people can download the episodes, the latest episodes, to pull down your pants.
Hey, if that floats your boat, you know, whatever. But yeah, getting your club card tattooed on your arm.
Yeah.
Not sure about that one. Might have to give that a miss.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, I mean, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I think, you know, it's like I've just downloaded the Shell app on my phone. But every time I keep going into like the Shell petrol station, I keep forgetting to take my phone in with me. So I'm like, oh, God's sake, every time. I mean, it's been twice now. So I just need to get into the habit of taking my phone in. So maybe I'll do that one.
Get it tattooed on your arm. It's the future.
Yeah, well, or on my hand, yeah.
Yeah, and then I would ring up Shell and say, yes, this card's been lost. Could you please change the number? They'll be going, I'm sorry, madam, your hand isn't working today.
We don't seem to be able to scan this item. Oh, no.
Well, can you imagine if, like, you know, something happens, like that causes your skin to, I don't know, say you gain or lose weight and the elasticity alters, and your club card doesn't look the same anymore.
No, exactly. There will be issues like that, or you know, like, or you know, somebody put a wrong a wrong square.
Oh
somewhere.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Oh, yeah.
So Joe Blogs down the road is actually getting your £18 worth of club card points.
I still maintain that if I was in the club card section, I'd be like, really, this guy? Okay, let's change the number.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all those horror stories that you hear, isn't it? Of people that get like Chinese words and stuff like that, you know. It's they think it's for true love and it's actually for chop suey or something like that. You know?
Yeah, or death. You know, it says me love it means death.
Yeah. or rice or something. Yeah. It's just actually off a Chinese menu rather than an actual Chinese term. So, well, James, I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed working today, apparently.
Well, yes. It's all been good. It's been enjoyable.
Yeah, you didn't sound sick at all. I think you were lying to me.
How dare you? No, it's because I keep mute every time I'm on a coffee fit.
I know you have. I've caught you out a couple of times, so I know that definitely. I was waiting for the punchline of the laughter, and then it was like, James is coughing, everyone. Right, well, Salty Tadpoles, I think that this is a good place to end this week's episode. How about you, James?
Yeah. It certainly is. And happy birthday, Gemma.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I forgot about that again. Thank you ever so much. And so in that case, then, I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I have been James.